Hi, my name is Ronnetta Crooks Allen. I'm the Managing Director of RSS Natural Delights.
All right, and with that said, let's just get into the podcast. So, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. So, Ronnetta, just tell us a little bit about who you are so we can get to know you.
I'm Ronnetta Crooks Allen. I'm the Managing Director of RSS Natural Delights, and with my two girls, Shanti and Chanel Allen.
Okay. And what does RSS stands for?
Well, RSS stands for Ronnetta, Shanti, and Chanel.
Okay, so it's the acronym for your
Right, for my
son
two
and daughter.
girls.
And can you tell me a little bit more about your business?
Well, at RSS, we do coconut drops, Jamaican treats with a difference, meaning we infuse nuts, fruits and nuts in our products, and we take it from a...
Wow.
All right, you can cut out that far.
Yeah.
At RSS Natural Delights, we do Jamaican old-time tradition treats where we infuse fruits and nuts to a healthier look and taste.
Okay. And what inspired you to start this business? What was the background story?
Well, the background story, as you can say, every negative you take it to turn into a positive. I was going through a divorce, still going through a divorce, and my husband did brain surgery and left me and my two girls, and so you have to take my hand and turn fashion. So that was it.
Okay, and when you just started, what was the process? Did you know how to make coconut drops before? What was the process like?
Well, I didn't know how to make coconut drops. So I was making natural juices and also bag juice. And when my husband was in the hospital, I lose a contract with making the bag juice. Still doing the natural juices, but I find out that it wasn't going fast enough. So I said I have to get something to put towards it. And as a spiritual person, I go to my bed and talk to Father God. I wake up with the idea of making coconut drops. No, I didn't know how to make coconut drops, because the first time I made coconut drops, it come out watery because this young lady don't know nothing about coconut drops.
Right.
I don't know how was the first thing to cut up the coconut. Don't know how to make nothing at all in Jamaican treats. So I asked somebody, which at first I asked my mother. She helped me to make the coconut drops, but she didn't show me the techniques how to make the coconut drops.
Right.
After we make it, she said, "Me don't know if it'll come out good, you know." But she never showed me the techniques. After selling everything that day, come back and want to make it now. While I was downtown buying the coconut and everything, I see a neighbor, and when I asked her if she could make the coconut drops, her name is Miss Brown.
Okay.
And I have to give her thanks. I have to tell her thank you very much, because this is what turned out from just showing me that one little techniques that day. And what she does, she tried to trick me that day. After she make it, and then I go back again and tell her that I was thinking, so wonder if the business turned out to be this big. Wonder if I could employ Miss Brown and pay her. So I said to her that, Miss Brown, you know that I sell off everything. And when I tell her that I sell off everything, she said, okay. So I said, Miss Brown, I need to make another batch, you know, but guess what? How much me can pay you? So she said, all right. Sort out, just like how you see me, they sort it out and everything the evening. Sort it out, do what you're supposed to do and come. And I will come back. But I never know that Miss Brown was tricking me. So afterward now, as a person, I really don't like to sit down and wait on anybody. That's the type of person that I am.
Right.
I don't like to sit and wait on anybody. So I do everything. By the time Miss Brown, I never know, so Miss Brown had tricked me again.
So you mean by she had tricked you?
She had tricked me because she wanted to feel out if me did get through with it.
Oh.
So afterwards, she had said, when she come back, me follow the techniques and everything, because I'm a fast learner by observing things and everything. And when Miss Brown come back, I surprised Miss Brown and I make everything that night. And she said, "Oh, you think you never do it?" And she said, "You know what? My teacher is survival," and that was it.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
some story was in the Observer, from survival to success, and that is what I always work with today. I am a survival from negative turn into positive,
Positive.
and this is what I turn out to be. I, as you can see me, every time I'm smiling, and every day I have to make up for the lost smile what I did not have back then. So
Wow, yeah.
if you see me smiling, don't feel no way. I have to smile every day. And more smiling, let her look younger.
That's true. So you said it's Miss Brown that taught you how to.
Yes.
So she didn't just want to teach you how to make the drops, but she wanted to teach you something more important, was how to survive, because
Right.
starting a business
Right.
is not the easiest thing.
Right. It's not easy. I have a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes I feel like to give up. But when I feel like to give up, I remember my two girls, because
Right.
if I give up, they don't have anybody to rely on. So they are my main motivator whenever I want to give up.
Very good. I'm very good. And you know, based on your story, I know that your children play a big role as well.
Yes.
Especially the survival part to,
Right.
to push towards the success of
You're
the
right.
business.
Right.
So you also said that, you know, when you just started out, it wasn't easy for you to make the drops. What were some of the difficulties that you experienced? You trying on your own, and if you can give us a short process of how to actually make coconut drops.
Well, I have a lot of difficult time. I didn't know how to ox coconut. It took me a lot of time to cut up the coconut. The first time I cut the coconut, remember, I really don't know how to ox coconut. I don't know how to hold the knife to ox the coconut. And then the knife just slit and I get a cut in my hand. And remember, when you're starting a business, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. And I go through it. Now I can ox the coconut good. And I have a different way of oxing the coconut. To cut up the coconut, I used to have to use it cut up with my hand. Now I got a grant from Hard Trust NTA.
Good.
Anywhere the grants is, I hunt down the grants, because
Very
guess
good,
what?
yeah.
I know that I don't have the money to do it, and I try to seek information and get to know where can give me, the government entity can give me the grants and everything, and that's how my business start to grow.
Wow.
And I got a grant from Hard Trust NTA. I get to buy industrial equipments, even to let my life much easier. Get a food processor along with that. And since it took me 2 years, because when I buy the food processor, I didn't get the blade with it, and two person try invest in buying the blade. First I buy one of the blade, and I find out that it need another blade to work with it. And since I wait 2 years, when they're talking about faith and patience,
Yeah.
I am that person who have faith and patience, because it took me 2 years again to buy that coconut dicer blade, and which is somebody who see that the determination that I have, and they try to help me. And yes, I got the coconut dicer blade along with the slicer, and it made my life much easier today. So instead of paying somebody to cut up the coconut for me and to help me, the machine do a lot for me. And instead of going in the supermarket 1 time per week, now I can go 2 times per week. So it increased my sale.
Okay, very good. And I'm glad that you applied for the grant at Hard Trust, so that, you know, you could have a business boost.
Right.
And no, you don't have to use the hand anymore
Right.
to cut the coconut.
So each time I get a new machine, it forced me to get another one to let my workload much easier.
Yeah, and then it's very important when you're starting a business to invest back into the business.
Right.
So for persons who are listening who don't have that industrial dicer, what can you just go through a quick process of how to you know, make the drops.
All right.
Uh,
If you don't have the coconut dice, as I said before, you know how to ox coconut. You guys may be professional than me how to ox
uh,
coconut. You guys can dice the coconut more faster than me. So you dice the coconut, you get your regular thing what your old time parents are asking your grandmother how to do it with your sugar, ginger, and that's how you make coconut drops.
okay, very good. So persons who are listening can definitely, yeah, can definitely try it.
Right.
Right. So how long have you had this business for? This business
Well,
venture?
I started the business in 2017. My husband left in 2016, November 2016. And after that, I started the business in 2017.
2017. Okay. So, um, based on your story, you know, you became a single mom pretty quick, and now you had to again learn how to survive. The most important lesson
Right,
that Miss Brown taught you,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah. And I know that you were on. I don't remember his name. It's the radio station.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bergaman.
Burger Man, right?
I know,
And Burger
first
Man.
it was Smile Jamaica, and then after Smile Jamaica, Bergaman. A lot of Bergaman. It seems that Bergaman following me everywhere, or I am following Bergaman everywhere. And tell you, I have a lot of motivator, I have a lot of person who support me, and in the right way, and I thank them even if not in cash, but in words and everything. And I couldn't ask for anything.
Right.
I was nothing to something, and a lot of persons. I meet a lot of persons. I go a lot of places. With Bureau Standard, I was nominated for
Wow.
World Entrepreneur Woman.
Wow.
I go to Bahamas in 2019. So everything is just God leading me in the right path. I didn't
Yeah.
know with starting this coconut drop business would lead me to meet a lot of persons. I
Right.
meet a lot of persons why you could not imagine. It seems like I'm a superstar.
Right.
I feel like I have $1 million. I'm a millionaire. I don't feel like I'm not loved. When I was when my husband was around, I feel like I was a nobody, and I am. I feel like God have to remove some persons out of your life
Yeah.
for you to know the blessing that He has in store for you,
Yeah.
and I just enjoying life. No one know what is life. I didn't know what life was. Only person I could see was my husband. I love my husband. I didn't love myself. And the greatest thing, you have to love yourself. I did not love myself. Though I'm loving myself, every day I have to smile every day. And every time I see some obstacles come my way,
Yeah.
God just a little thing in my mind just tell me say, look where I brought you from. You wasn't nothing to something. When my husband took his car from me, I did have to beg right to carry my daughter to school.
Oh
He
wow.
said I can beg right carry my kids them to school. And God worked out a way for me. I didn't have to beg any ride for my daughter to go to school. It was placed right there for my daughter. I got a car. I didn't know how I was going to pay for the car. I run taxi. And I tell you, running taxi, I know what it's like. God
Right.
have to take you from nothing to something. And I go down to the grassroots. So any single mother watching me out there, if I make it, they can
Wow.
make it. But they have to have that determination to work real hard. Don't bother feel like just because your baby father gonna leave you, your husband gonna leave you, that mean that you must give up on life. No, God will be a husband to you. God will be a father to the fatherless. He will be a mother to the motherless. And that's what carry me every day, because I did not know my mother is still alive. I did not know that she was there to help me. My father is alive. I did not know that my father was there to help me. But guess what? When I remember every day God said he will be a father to the fatherless,
Fatherless. Yeah,
a
that's
mother
true.
to the motherless, and he will defend the widow. And I start to tell myself that God will defend me every step of the way. And tell you, I remember a counselor said to me, because every day I used to cry, my husband gone, I just getting slimmer and slimmer every day. Yesterday right here, so tell you, you see my collarbone can't catch no water anymore.
Oh boy.
Because guess what, I used to go in the bathroom and sap up the water. And
Yeah.
when I see that morning, when the counselor could tell me that, Ronnetta, just tell yourself, say, your husband dead. And I start to tell myself like that, my husband is not alive, my husband is not alive. And then my little daughter could tell me one day and say, Mommy, you really are going to make daddy make you get maga down, Mommy? You really? And you see, from my two girls, them start to motivate me. And they
Yeah.
start to tell me some positive things. They start to tell me, say, Mommy, look how you look pretty. And then when I
Oh,
go in the mirror, I couldn't look at myself because I was ugly. I tell you now, me pretty. I don't business with nobody. Me prettier than anybody else. That's my biggest motivation. Me pretty.
yes.
So,
Yes, I can say you're very, very beautiful. And to be honest, you said a lot. And you say purpose can only be found in God, you know.
right,
And when you are finding who you are, the question is, why am I here? You know.
right.
And going through your process, you said that as you said, you just started out making drops. They weren't perfect,
No.
but you went from starting out at such a with such a humble beginning to reaching at the Bureau standard. And you said to me that you were. I remember you shared with me that you went over to the Bahamas. Is that correct?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Could you share a little bit more on that? Because
I,
you have a lot of success with
yes.
this business. Yeah.
um, I went to Bahamas in 2019. I was nominated by Bureau Standard for World
Wow.
Entrepreneur Woman
Right.
in 2019, where I go to a workshop where is the workshop is WTO, ISO and TBT workshop, and I took most of my products there, and tell you the Caribbean people love the products.
Wow.
And if anybody watching me, they could go on Instagram on my page at RSS Natural Delights, and they will see some video clippings of the persons what have the products at Bahamas.
And how did you felt being there, being nominated? Because you started out questioning how are you going to make it, and then if this success came.
Everything, as I said, is just God work in
Yeah.
mysterious way, and I cannot question it. And each time, every hardship come in my life, God just remind me, look where I brought you from.
From.
You weren't
True.
nothing to something, and
True.
He's the greatest motivator for me.
True. And what I remember that story that you told me about the car that you have. You say you put $300 worth of gas in it. Yeah. And it
All right,
inspired me a lot.
you see that car what I have is a success story, because first, when I got the car, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I run taxi. I do everything on that car. That car named Hustler. And sometimes I couldn't make the payment at times. And I know that the credit union work with me. But one day, it just reached. I am a very outspoken person. And you see, if you are my friend, I'm going to tell you the truth. And when I tell you the truth, if you want vex, you vex. But
Right.
that's how
You are.
Ronnetta is.
Yeah.
And one day the lady called me at the credit union, and she told me, I'm just turning to her and said, let me tell you something. You see that car what I have?
Yeah.
God give me that car there, and you
Yeah.
can't take it from me.
True.
I may just tell her that. A lot of times when the car run out of gas, it always run out of gas, and somebody always come put a money in there.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
A blessing. Sometimes may I drive on $300 gas. How me do it, I don't know. And I live all the way in Old Harbor. My
Yeah.
two kids have to go to school in Kingston. Sometimes it's $250. And one day, my car break down, just go break down right in front of one man, right in front of one bar. And them could have tried everything to start the car can't start.
Right.
Them pull the bonnet and look everything in the car still can't start. So the drunken man come and say, you have gas in the car? So when he turn on the car, don't gas in the car. So the drunken man said, go buy some gas. Send somebody
God.
for go buy some gas, buy $1,000 gas.
Yeah.
But guess what? God always send help in many different
Always.
forms.
Always.
He could send your enemy. He could send even the thief to help you. That's how God is.
Yeah, and you know, this business that you have also taught you that you're not really alone. Yes, we have to survive,
Right,
but there are times in which help does come,
right.
you know. And
Sometimes, let I tell you, the way how my business is blessed, it might not be $1 million, but sometimes when I make my product, sometimes I give it away. But the time when I give it away, I don't know who is going to eat that product and tell somebody else. That's going in marketing also. So sometimes when you have business, don't even just look at it, say you're not making any money. But the time going to come when you're going to get more blessing on top of blessing, it overflow that you can't even imagine.
yes.
So don't bother look on life say, oh, me not make no money, so me not give nobody anything, and me not this and me not that. No, because I know where God take me from, so I have to share my little blessing what He give me.
Yeah, and those are encouraging words for persons who are just starting out as well, and who are not just starting a business but finding who they are. That the road is not easy. It's not a walkover, and there will be highs and lows, but once you endure, which is again the theme of your story, learning how to survive,
Right,
they will definitely make it.
right. And tell you, if it's $50, ladies, I'm going to say this to you again. Don't be into a relationship just because the man can look out for you. Don't be in a relationship say, oh, if him left me, what me go do? If I hear $50, I hear $50. And I feel good about my $50. Because guess what? My husband can do more for his kids. But guess what? If I call him or if they call him, because I don't really call him these days, and if they call him and ask him for anything and he don't give them, all right, sir, okay, I will work out a way. God will work out a way for them. And it work out. When people see my kids, they said, oh, they think that a father is in their life. It surprised them. The father is not in their life. But guess what? Life goes on. It's not the end of the world. I grew up without a father. I don't turn out to be a bad person. I'm much, much better off today. When my husband left, I think I couldn't make it. But guess what? God is my source. He's my strength. And
Right.
Him carry me through right here, and I can smile every day. And I'm loving life. So don't bother just because the man gone left you or the woman gone left you, you give up on life. No. Brush off yourself. Anytime you want to stay down or you stay down, brush off yourself and get up and try to find ways. And guess what? Tell your story. Talk your story. You don't know who. Nobody look for nobody I got talk say, oh, him gone left me and what wrong with shame. What wrong with shame? Me nah have no shame. But then I could not talk. Because guess what? I was that type of person. And I end up go to Ward 21 for depression.
Wow.
God did have to put me there to show me that, say, look here, you're not coming here. Only thing I got to Ward 21 to sit down, but God was showing me, say, look here, you're not coming here. You were going to go through a lot of things. You were going to go through divorce. You were going to do, but guess what? Just like the Daniel was in the lions then, God did have to put him there to
Yes,
show
that's true.
him,
That is true.
right?
Yeah.
And just like Joseph brother would sell him, God did have to put him there to teach him a
That's
lesson. So God put me there to teach everything in my life. But then I used to look on it and say, oh, bad luck just a follow me. No, it must a reason. I don't believe in bad luck these days.
Yeah.
Every disappointment is for a good reason in life.
Yeah.
And guess what? if my mother was 100% in my life, I don't know how I would turn out to be.
Yeah.
If my father was 100% in my life, I did not know how I was going to turn out to be. And if my husband was that 100% husband, I wouldn't know how I would turn out to be. But guess what? I thank my husband every day for letting my life hard, so I can see the success story what I have today. Because guess what? If my husband died today, how I'm going to survive if he was around? Because it's him alone I was depending on.
Yeah.
But guess what? I can depend on God.
True. True. And I must say that you are a very strong woman. You know, you have been through a lot and you have kept on for yourself and for your children. And your story is very important for persons who are going through a divorce, but also important to a young woman out there who never had a father in the household, you know, and is now going experiencing life, you know, and is encouraging her to that finding her purpose is not in anyone, but again in the Creator.
Right.
Yeah. And that's very important also to young men out there who are Christians as well. you know.
Right.
And I must say that Ronnetta, your story again is very, 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 very encouraging to persons who don't know how to start or where to start, but just to have a goal, start from there and work their way up, you know, because that's where you started, and you know,
Right.
here you are now, being able to not just have a successful business, but to be strong enough to share your story. I heard someone say that once you're able to share your story and you're not able to cry about it, you have a lot of strength, you know? You have a lot of strength.
But then I used to cry a lot.
Yeah.
But then I used to cry a lot. But now I can smile about everything what I go through in my life. I can just smile because sometimes I really ask myself, I really this you did a ball about, and look how you turn out to be this type of person. Now I can put on any paper, oh, managing director of RSS Natural Delights. I'm proud to say that I make coconut drops. I'm proud of everything what I do, and I take my business, I love it as a passion. I love to create things in my kitchen.
Yeah.
I love to do everything in my kitchen. Guess what? Me no grudge nobody we sit down in a AC. Me no grudge nobody, because guess what? You see, from I am doing something what I love. You can't take that from me.
Yeah.
And that may I tell you. I just love do what I'm doing, and see there, it turn out to be not because you're making coconut drops, but you have to be different from everybody. And
That's
my products stand out because my coconut drops is the first that have nutritional fact.
Yeah.
My products are the first. I do everything towards my business. Everything that is legal bound, I do everything. So anybody can rush in for me, because guess what? I have every one of my papers them.
Yeah, and I have tasted your drops, and they're very delicious. They're very, very delicious. And it does have a lot of nutritional content in there. It's not
Right.
just sugar and stuff like
Right.
that. So that is there, and you know, it is very important for persons who are starting a business, as I said, to go the legal route to ensure so that they have everything covered. I must say though that your story also touches on a theme of learning how to let go, because a lot of persons struggle with that as well. Because based on the difficulties that you experience, that's a part of the journey, learning how to let go. How was that for you?
Oh God. Well, my husband is the first person. As I finished high school, I got pregnant with my big daughter. That is Shanti. She's in final year law school.
Very good.
I'm looking forward. I might be a stern mother, as my kids them could say, and I don't allow them to do certain things. And only thing what I can reinforce in their head, make sure you finish university,
Yeah.
Which I having that problem with my big daughter. Make sure you finish university. But guess what? You see, true, I did not finish university. I finished high school. I have to tell my kids them, look here, make sure you get what I did not get out of life. And to let go of my husband, it was very hard because this is the only person you know all your life.
Right.
And when I say what God have given to me,
Yeah.
I said, oh God, a long time my husband should have gone. But guess what? I'm enjoying life. And I love what he did to me. Um, all the negativity, I put that aside because guess what? I turn it into a positive. Sometimes when I tell people that I'm going through a divorce, they said, oh, I'm sorry, like they're giving me the pity thing. I said, no, 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 be grateful. It's long time the man should have gone. You see how God do me? God give me business. God give me car. God give me house. Me can't go anywhere now. People know me. Me can't walk in a bank. People know me. My
Yeah.
business register. People know me. Everybody just a call me. People know me. So guess what? My husband should have gone long time. And I thank him very much.
It
I
was.
thank him.
I know for sure that it wasn't easy, to say this in the earlier part, but now you have built
Right.
up your resilience.
Yes, a long time him should have gone.
Okay.
Long time.
So, what's your advice for persons out there, whether male or female, that is going through a divorce? What is your encouraging words, if you can say?
Encouraging word. Just put God first. Put God first in everything what you're doing. It might seem like you're not reaching anywhere because sometimes me have to talk to God when me in my kitchen and say, God, remember me, God, remember me.
Yeah.
And me I say, God, you hear me? Sometimes I say, God, you hear me? Because look here, me not give no more trouble more than nobody else. And how me I go through this?
Yeah.
But yes, sir, I did have to go through it. And you guys, even it might look weary, it look like you're not reaching anywhere, but God is right there beside you, and He's carrying you through. Just like the song said, one set of footprints in the sun, and
yeah.
that's when God carried me through, and He will carry you through. Just like how He carried me through, He's going to carry you through. You're going to come out like fine gold, because if you know the process of how gold is made, they have to go through a lot of things for it to be perfect, and you're going to be perfect. Just like I am not 100% perfect. I am still in the processing of smoothing down. I might get aggressive sometimes when it come on to other males looking me or whatever, but I am that type of person today. I love my life.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So for persons who are watching, you're saying that it's gonna feel like there's the world is on their shoulder.
Right.
It is very hard to even think about the future, but once they take it one step at a time, they will see the brighter picture at the end of the road.
Right.
Right. And where do you see yourself and your business in the next few years?
Well, in the next few years.
Let's say 5 years. Yeah.
Well, I'm not giving any limit, because there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
And I just leave everything up to Father God. Anywhere He leads my business, that's where it's going to be.
Okay. All right. And finally, where can persons who are interested in your products contact you, where they can reach you? Do you have you said you have an Instagram page. Can you just share that information?
I have an Instagram page as RSS Natural, at RSS Natural, and then I have my website at www.rssnaturaldelight.co, and you can also they can get the stuff in Hilo Supermarket, Sovereign Supermarket, and also a WhatsApp number at 777-8170. And right there they will see the catalog on the WhatsApp. They can see the catalog on there.
Yes, and I'll also put the links down in the description of the video,
Right.
so that they can access it. So, any final words to our viewers, Ronnetta? I think I should just give you a few minutes for you to share something inspirational to them. And but before I do that, it was definitely a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I have learned a lot as well about starting a business, learning how to let go, learning how to survive, learning how to walk into the unknown with your head held high as well.
Well, only thing what I have to tell viewers, anything you start, just finish it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say.
Okay. All right. So, thank you guys for watching and see you next time.
Okay.